welcome to you all for the sixth day of AICT sponsored short-term training program on Tableau, data visualization tool for researchers. Today, our first session will be on advanced visual analytics and second session will be on calculations in Tableau, and the Valtexy function will be at the end of the session. I feel glad in introducing the speaker, Mr. Prashant Ahuja, Senior Research and Data Analyst to the gathering. Mr. Prashant is a mid-career knowledge and analytics service professional with over 5 years in quasi-consulting work experience. He is expertise in research engagement, management consulting, big data analytics, and much more. Mr. Prashant started his career as an intern at Ambition Me Resource Private Limited and then moved on to the Smart Cube to become Senior Strategy and Data Analyst, where he specialized in capturing insights from databases such as LexisNexis, Thomson ONE, Bloomberg, and Capital IQ. He has handled end-to-end project management for PE and retail and consulting for US and the UK-based clients. Then he moved to London as an on-site consultant for a steel manufacturer in the UK. He has done various roles in global sourcing, strategies, peer intelligence, price and operations, benchmarking, market sizing, developing market entry strategies, spend analysis, data visualization. It's an honor and privilege for us to have somebody who is very true prodigy in data analytics. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us today in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you so much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you everyone. I'm very happy to be with all of you today. I'm glad that I'm getting this opportunity to help you understand more of the practical skills in today's world. Thank you for the very good introduction, ma'am. You have covered most of it. So thank you. I'll just add a few more points to who I am. As you mentioned, I worked with a company called SmartCube. That's a knowledge process outsourcing company. And I've been working with them. I worked with them for the last 5 years before moving into a new role last year. With the SmartCube, and over a period of 5 years, I was very much involved in research and analytics. Analytics would not just mean simple data manipulation. Analysis would also mean using visualization tools and finding the exact insights and results. So that was my job at SmartCube India office. When I moved to London, as you mentioned, the practical knowledge which we were supposed to give to the clients was rated a little more high. I was in the procurement department of a steel manufacturer, and you could imagine the amount of money they would spend on procuring goods and commodities, which would go as high as £1 billion pounds. So we were given a target to reduce it by 10%, and imagine as we proceed to the session, you'll realize how important a simple visualization tool Tableau would become. So thank you very much to all the faculty members and all the participants who are here on the call. This session, I understand you have done a lot of sessions earlier and you are already comfortable with Tableau, the basics part. This session is going to be a little tricky. This is calculations and this is advanced analytics. So I'll take that parameter in mind. I'll keep that assumption in mind that you're all very comfortable with the basics. Ma'am, one small update. You mentioned that the first session would be advanced visual analytics and the second would be calculations. Now, to do the advanced analytics, I would want people to understand calculations first. So if you permit, I would want to take the calculations part first, and then the second session, I'll take the advanced visual figures. I hope that's fine with everyone.
Sure, sir. That will be fine, sir.
Great. Before we begin, I would request everybody for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, when we're doing calculations and then the next session, let us all believe that we're sitting in a corporate environment. Let us all consider ourselves to be in an environment where we are supposed to either achieve higher profits or reduce costs. So let us think likewise. Let us all focus on understanding what we are doing. I hope that all of you already have Tableau Public installed on your systems. And if you do, thank you very much. Please start practicing as I'm doing. I'll give you adequate time and I'll be slow. As I mentioned, that this is going to be a little tricky. So I would request everybody's attention over the span of next 3 hours. So let's begin. Ma'am, if you could stop sharing your screen and give me a chance to share my screen, then I think it would be better.
So you can share your screen now, sir,
Yeah.
because you are the co-host now.
Can you all see my screen now?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Great. Let us also try and make the session very, very interactive. I'm not here to give one monologue here. I would rather want to make it very interesting. By the end of these 3 hours, I would want you guys to really have those practical skills which you are able to transfer to your students. So please make it very interactive. Ask questions whenever you feel something is not clear. Stop me if you feel that I'm going a little fast or something. Again, you want to question me. I see most of you have it put on mute. Just request the moderators to unmute you and feel free to ask me questions. At the same time, you have an access to the chat button. Just post your questions, and I'll keep on looking at those questions time and again and answer as soon as possible. So let's begin. I hope all of you are ready with your laptops and all of you have your Tableau Public installed on your systems. I'm using the same sample SuperStore data. I made only a very small modifications here. So more or less the data set remains the same. I'm focusing on the orders data. All we need to do is drag and drop the order sheet in this window, and then the data is prepared. You would see that all of the columns, all of the rows and columns in the Excel files are exactly here in the Tableau format. Now let us start with the first very simple calculations. I understand most of you are comfortable, and some of you might have already covered this in your previous sessions with various resource persons. But let us begin by step one, and then we'll increase the difficulty of calculations. So here I introduce you the quick table calculations. Now, what are quick table calculations in Tableau? For instance, we talk numbers all day. We talk this item is, this category is accounting for this much unit of sales, this category accounting for this much unit of sales. But do the numbers really make sense most of the times? Sometimes no, when the numbers are huge enough. So what makes sense there in those cases would be the percentage figures. I'll tell you how to make that quick table calculation work and how to tell Tableau to do it for you just at the click of the mouse. So we'll achieve something like this. Product category, furniture accounts for 35.51%, office supplies is 25%, and technology is 39%. How do we do this? Let's all learn together. I'll go to a new sheet. All we need to do is go to the product category, the one in dimensions, choose sales and the measures, just double click and it will automatically be populated. You'll see a small arrow on the right hand side of this sales item, the sales measure, which has been dropped into text. Click there and you'll see a field called quick table calculations. All we need to do is choose percentage of totals, and the text figure, the number figures, would then be converted into percentages. I'll repeat myself. All we need to do is just choose the field you want to work upon. I'm taking product category as an example. Choose sales or any measure which you want to take. On the right hand side of this, the field which you drag and drop in the text column, you'll see a small arrow when you hover your mouse over it. If you click on that, then you'll see a field called quick table calculation, and then you need to choose percentage of total. And the entire figure would be converted into percentages. Now, this is the trick how we do it. Now, how do you add the totals? Go to analysis. On the top bar, you would see the analysis head. Go to totals and choose column grand totals. This is the way to just add this totals, and this would bring the total to 100%. Any questions here? So very simple, very basic, very small example of how quick table calculation works. We'll see more examples and we'll keep increasing the complexity of these things. Let me just show you another thing, how this quick table calculations can be used in a different manner. Now see this chart. You would see the sales and then simultaneously you would see the percentage of sales. Now what does this mean? Now often in a corporate environment, let's think corporate now for the next 3 hours. Often in the environment you would be presenting your analysis to the top management, which are either your management or your clients. I work for clients, you might work for your management sometimes. So what are the decisions which the management would like to know? Uh, Imagine a company as big as Amazon. Does everybody know the sales of each category? Do you think the top management or the CEO of the company, Jeff Bezos, is he interested to know how much sales is being accounted by what country? No, he's just interested in knowing the broader figure, the total sales and the total percentages. How do you help him understand that in a better manner? How do you make sure that you do not waste somebody's time and you visualize the data in a manner which is very very easy to understand and which gives the results right there on the screen. So let's learn how to build this type of charts, which includes quick table calculations, wherein the sales are on the top and the percentage of the sales are on the bottom chart. This would mean one the same thing, but the only difference is the values which are numeric and which are percentage. So let's go to a new sheet. I'll open up a fresh sheet. I'll delete the content. Uh, let's choose product category, put it into columns. Let's choose sales, put it here. Now you would see a graph which has automatically been made because the W would behave in an automated manner and would sometimes predict that what visualization would best suit the measure and the dimension which you are working with. I hope everybody is clear with what dimension means, what measure means. Okay, I'll take silence for meaning yes. So I'll just go on. We take product subcategory in the columns and sales in the rows. We'll just pick up sales once again and drag and drop it just next to this chart. So you would see that the sales chart, because your figures you have presented here are twice, the charts would be repeated. If you click on the small d on this chart, you would see the numbers getting populated. Uh, Now what do I need to do? Now you would see that two fields which represent sum of sales which are both same. On the second field, you'll again see the small arrow. Click on that arrow, go to quick table calculations exactly as we did the previous chart and choose percentage of total. Now you would see that each and every item which is being represented in the first chart, which is a numeric value, is now represented in the same manner in a percentage form. So nothing great to learn here. The only thing to learn here is how to visualize, how to calculate the percentages of the figures without manually doing it. I hope this is clear. Please let me know if I'm going too fast or I'm going too slow. Uh, and if it is all clear, we can then move forward. Great. Thank you, Kavita ma'am. Thank you, Anshul sir. Let's now move to another part of quick table calculations, which is a crosstab. Now, what is crosstab in Tableau? A crosstab is a simple representation of the data into the tabular format. Now, if you present the data in a chart, it's called a graphical representation. If you present the data in a table, it's called a crosstab. How do you prepare something like this? Now, if you had studied the data before, and I'm considering that in the previous sessions, you've already considered and already studied these, there are product subcategories in every category of this data. So if you see furniture data, within furniture, you have bookcases. Within furniture, you have chairs. Within furniture, you have office furnishings and tables. Within office supplies, you have appliances, envelopes, papers, pens, technology, you have office machines, telephones, and communication, and that's it. So how do you tell the clients, how do you tell the top management, hey, what are the top categories which account for the maximum sales? Okay, then I'll tell my senior that, listen, technology accounts for the maximum sales. Now the next question he's going to ask me then and there, technology is a very big bucket. Technology is a huge spend item for me, or a huge sale item for me. Which particular subcategory in technology is doing the best? Now, how do I answer that query of his? How do I make sure that he has a complete picture and not just an overview of what is going good and what is going bad? Let's learn how to create something like this. Let's learn how to go a level deeper and create something like this. I'll go to a separate sheet. I'll remove this one. So now we're dealing with product categories. Now we're dealing with subcategories and the sales figures. So we'll just go to the dimensions. We'll double click on product category. We'll double click on product subcategories, and Tableau would do the job for you. Tableau would automatically put in front all the subcategories for which this is associated with. You do not have to do the hard work here. Tableau would do it for you. And now you need to just double click on sales. Now, what is this representing? Furniture, bookcases, and the amount of sales which each particular category and subcategory has. Don't you think this data is difficult to read? Now, what do I make out of it? They are just too much numbers for me to understand of what's happening around. I need it in a simpler and in a format which is easy to understand, which is more readable, and which is more relatable. I'll just convert it into percentages. I'll again go to this small arrow, go to quick table calculations, and say percentage of total. Now I'm doing the same thing again and again, percentage of total. And once you ace this software, you'll realize how important this tool becomes and how useful this is in day-to-day working. Uh, I'll now again go to sales and double click on sales. Now you would see that you have the percentages as well as the absolute figures right next to each other. Do I actually understand now? No, it is still difficult for me to understand, hey, which category is doing the best. I have the percentages of all subcategories, but in this figure, I don't see an answer of what is the total of this. What is the total of the supplies? What is the total of technologies? How do we do this? We will go to analysis once again. We'll go to totals. We'll say add all subtotals. What Tableau does for you is, now it will calculate the percentage of the category as well as the subcategory. Now bookcases are 5.67%, chairs are 13.01%, office furnishing are 4.97%, tables are 11.86%. What is the total of all of these four, which is the furniture category? It is 35.51%. Now, this is a very beautiful and a simple representation of a rather complicated data. That furniture is my second highest category in terms of sales. This might be different when you say profits, but in terms of sales, this is the second highest category. Technology with 39.27% is the highest selling category of this particular company we are dealing with, and it accounts for 39.27% of the total revenue of the company. Office supplies are the least, 25.23%. So these kind of insights are usually are desired by the top management or the clients, and they need to understand that if office supplies is my least selling item, what do I do? Should I maybe discontinue, or should I start investing more so that I increase the sales? The situation could be any. I'm just seeing an example. It could be any situation, in any circumstances, that this could come handy and this could become useful for all of you. But very, very good way to represent the data in a simple and a understandable manner. Uh, do you, any of you have any question? Please let me know if everything is clear or I'm going too fast or too slow. Thank you. I hope, no doubt. Great. Thank you, Swati ma'am. Thank you, Anshu sir. I'll now move forward. Now, this was a very basic example, very small example of what are quick table calculations and how to calculate simple percentages. Running total. Uh, Often you would see in mathematics and stats, you would say that the cumulative number is very important. I'll give you a day-to-day example. Day in and day out, nowadays we're talking about the COVID cases. And once I touch this point, I hope you all and your families are doing well and keeping safe. I see the numbers in Tamil Nadu are rising, so please take extra caution. When you see those numbers, they're rising every day. Today we are close to 25 lakh COVID cases. Now, what is this 25 lakh number? It is a cumulative figure, right? It started with the first case, the 10 cases, 1,000 cases, 10,000 cases, and now it is 25 lakh cases. It is the cumulative total of what happened first, and we have been adding it to achieve at this 25 lakh digit. How did we do that? It is a cumulative total. Can we do that in Tableau? Yes. Is it useful? Definitely. Uh, I'll tell you how this becomes useful and in what circumstances this could be rather used. Imagine you are dealing with a data set which is probably presenting you the data by months, January to December. You need to present how the number of items have increased or decreased in terms of sales, how the company has performed, how the profits have performed, how the shares are moved. If all of you are interested in stock markets, you would see the graphical representation over the months, and finally achieving a cumulative number. How do we do that in Tableau? Let's learn to create something like this. And in Tableau, it's called a running total. The cumulative number in Tableau is called a running total. So this is one another part of calculations, and let's learn how to create a running total. I'll go to a separate sheet. I'll delete what we did earlier. Let's select order date. You would see a column, you would see an item called order date in your measure, in your dimensions. Double click on that. You would see your order data, but you would also see a small plus sign on the left hand side of this field. If you click on that, now this is a hierarchy, and year would have a quarter would have a month. So if you just click on that, and you would see the field of quarter coming up. If you just drag and drop the years go away, only the quarters remain. If you again click on this small plus sign, the months field would appear. And I do not want quarters, I'll remove the quarter away. You now see the months data. I will now pick up sales, and the sales have been populated. I'll bring it in rows, and now you see that the data for each month has been represented here. This is nothing but a simple representation of how much sales happened in each month of this particular year. Now, I demand a little attention of everybody here. We'll pick up sales again, press the control key and drag and drop it here. You would see that something like this appears. We'll go to this small arrow and convert it into discrete. From continuous, we'll convert it into discrete. This is the reason I did discrete, because we want to convert it into a independent values and not a cumulative value. So in one column we'll show cumulative value, and the other column will show the discrete values. Now you would see that something like this comes up with the exactly same numbers. I'll just how do you remove the decimal places? Go to this field, go to format, in numbers choose customs and decrease it to 0. Exactly the same way we do with the Microsoft Excel. The right way of doing this is this. So now what you see is that there are two columns representing exactly the same figures. In January 566381, 566381. February 472626, 472626. What we need to do is again click on this small arrow on the sales, go to quick table calculation. This time we'll do a running total. Just click on running total. Now you would see that the numbers have changed. So what this running total is representing, I'll just increase the size. What this running total is representing, January is same, yes, 566,000. The number in the February figure is January plus February, that's 1 million. The number in March is January, February plus March. In the next column, you see the number of March, the sales in March, which was independent. April is January, February, March, and April. May is again all those 5 months. How do we make sure that this 8951931 is the correct figure? We'll go to analysis. Again, we'll go to totals and we'll say show column grand totals. Now for the discrete values, the independent values which we did in the second column, if you add all of those up, you'll see this figures. And this December number, which is a cumulative number, which is a 25 lakh COVID figure, is the sum total of all the discrete values. So this is called a running total in Tableau. This becomes very useful once you're calculating something like a share stock value, or how the revenues have increased, or how the costs have fallen. This becomes very handy in Tableau, and once you start working on this tool, you would see that the application is very helpful, and you will often end up using the running total in a lot of cases. So these are the small examples of quick table calculations, percentages of totals, and running total. Now we'll come to another concept of calculated fields. Now, what are calculations in Tableau? I am assuming here that all of us are familiar with Microsoft Excel. And when I say familiar, I understand that you people do calculations in Tableau. There are some basic functions, some or maybe what date, year, average, total, cumulative numbers, if function, then function, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. These are some very basic functions in Microsoft Excel. Can we do that in Tableau? Yes, we can do that in Tableau. Why do we do that in Tableau? So this is something interesting. Now I introduce you all to calculated fields in Tableau. What is the calculated field? The calculated field gives you an option to create a field which is already not existing in the raw data, right? Whatever raw data which you have received might not fulfill your needs all the time. You might need some extra data to perform the analysis which you're doing. You might need some extra figures which are very much required if you have to achieve at a particular result, right? How do you do that in Tableau? There are a set of formulas, there are a set of values which you can just manipulate and achieve at the desired result. There's one more way of doing that. In the raw data, you can create that field and then import it back in Tableau, and then use that particular new data source to do your analysis. But the best way is to make a calculated field to perform the analysis using the newly created field in Tableau. Once you create a Tableau calculated field, you would realize that it's only in Tableau. It's not going to be present in the raw data file which you import in Tableau. It's just going to remain in the Tableau file. So that is one word of caution here, that even if you do not want to play around with your or destroy your or manipulate your raw data, you can just create fields here and then perform the analysis you want. I'll do a very simple calculated field for you, which is called average profits. Now, if you have seen all the measures and if you have seen all the dimensions in the raw data file which you have, the sample superstore data, you must have seen the profit figures are already available to all of you. Now you can do your analysis that what product category is the most profitable, what product subcategory is the least profitable, in terms of the total amount of profits they're getting for your company. But what is the average profit in each subcategory? There's no field called average profit in those the raw data which you have received. Can be created in Tableau. I'll tell you how to do that. Now, if you see this figure, now this is an analysis by product subcategory. If you see telephone and communication, now this particular subcategory has the highest profit for the company, 297,000 or rather 298,000. But the average profit is only 300. Average profit is highest on copiers and tags, but the total profit is low. So this is a very important point to note here. That if you are communicating results to the senior management or to the clients, you need to bring in the notice that, hey, look, that my highest profit categories in terms of the total profits are telecommunications or telephones and communications. But if I talk of average profits per category, I mean, if I sell these many units and these many subcategories, my average profit is highest in copies and faxes. Can we do something to increase the sales of copiers and faxes? Can we increase our potential to tap the new markets and sell copiers and fax items to them? Because this is my highest average profit selling item. I'll be able to earn more profits out of these. So if you, how do you see? You just you just click on this small arrow which appears, which will sort it into descending order. Now, if you sort the average profit field, you will see copiers and faxes come on the top. And if you sort the profit field, you would see the telephones and communications come on the top. So this is something very interesting which could come out of creating an calculated field, of creating an additional analysis for yourself. And let's all learn how to do this. Let's all learn how to create a calculated field. So you would see a small arrow in the dimensions tab. There's a small arrow, and if you click on this, this will show you, this will give you various options to create calculated fields, to create parameters. We'll touch on parameters, we'll work on parameters also in this session. So let's learn how to create calculated fields. Just click on create calculated fields, and something like this window would appear. On the right hand side, if you drag and drop, if you drag and come below, you would see a list of formulas which you could probably work upon. Not all of them are useful. I myself haven't used many of them from this window. Let's do the basic ones today. Let's calculate a field called average profits. Now, why I'm doing average profits is I want to compare what are my total profits and what are my average profit for each subcategory. The field average profit is not present in the raw data, so I'll create it using a calculated field functionality in Tableau. You can change the name. You can just click, type in the name here, average profit. And that's how you do it. If you click on average profits, you just create a calculated field. How do you create a formula? Just type AVG. That's the syntax. That is the syntax for average calculation, as a syntax for a VLOOKUP would be VLOOKUP. For addition in Excel would be SUM, sum function. What is the syntax for average in Tableau? Just AVG. Once you see once you type in AVG, you would see this function, Tableau giving you recommendations. Just click on this or press the tab button, and this average would come up. Once your calculation is incomplete, Tableau would always give a pop-up that your calculation contains error. Now, why is that? Because our formula is not yet complete. If you just click on this error part, now Tableau says that the average being called with 0 did you mean float? So Tableau is confused that you haven't inserted any numeric value, but only the function. So once I choose the average function, I need to say average of what? Now there's a field called profit in measures. So I'll type in PROFIT, profit, and it gives me a recommendation profit field. Now these are all the fields which are already existing in the data, and we are performing the calculations based on that. So I'll say average of profits, AVG bracket the profit field, and this would complete my calculation, and Tableau would say, well done, the calculation is valid. So this field, average field, because it's a numeric value, it will go in the measures. So just click OK, and you would see a new field come up here, average profit, the one which we created. Now, a point to note here is all of the measures which come automatically from Tableau would uh, contain this hashtag on the left hand side of there, right? But whatever calculated field you create would also have an is equal to sign before the hashtag sign in the field. Tableau gives you a visual analysis of the item which you created yourself. Tableau tells you with this equal sign that this is not a field which exists in the raw data in the backend, but is a field which you have created it on your own, and therefore this equal to sign comes up. So now you have this average profit fields, and now you also have the profit fields. Let us now do our analysis. Just choose product subcategory. You would see the list of 10, 15 product subcategories which exist in the data. In the measures, choose profit, double click on profit, and you will see the profits coming up. And now double click on the average profit field which you just created. If you double click, this would appear up. How do you toggle it? How do you sort it by descending order? Just click on the small arrow which would come up when you hover over your chart, and now you would see that copiers and machines, copiers and facts, it accounts for highest average profit, what we did earlier. So very useful interpretation, very useful you know, analysis of what an average profit is, because profits in a lot of cases would not mean a lot of things. I might sell 1 lakh items to achieve 100 rupees profit, and on the other hand I might sell just one item of another commodity to earn 200 rupees of profit. So why do I put in that additional effort on selling a lot of units? Why do I not focus on the second highest thing, which is less uh, effort and more money for the company? So these kind of analysis could prove very useful to all of you. You could use it into day-to-day functions. You could teach your students of how to do the analysis once they enter the corporate world. Now this was about average profit. I think I am going too fast. I just request anybody of you to answer to ask me any question if you have, to ask me to repeat anything which you have not understood, or to just let me know of your thoughts of how we're going.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, ma'am, please go on.
We have created one calculated field of this average profit, but I guess like how we are having for same sales, sum and all, like we are having option. We can find out the count, sum, average. So why we have created a field? Why we have not used the like how we use for sum and count and all? Why we have not created their average like that option? Why
Are
to
you referring
create?
to the
Yeah.
quick table calculations, ma'am?
Yes. We calculated one field, right? One parameter we created over here.
Mhm.
So why there is a need of creating? Without creating that, just clicking on that down arrow and selecting the average will not help us.
It will help you, ma'am. It will definitely help you, but then you would often come to a point wherein you would feel that this is not giving the right results. Now, if I give you the another examples that count distinct, now Tableau would not give you an option to calculate the distinct number of customers, to calculate the distinct unique values in a particular field which appears in the raw data. So Tableau would not give you an option to do that. Some of it, yes, the sums, average, and the running total would be automatically a functionality of the tool. But there are other fields which we're going to discuss now, which do not already exist in the data. So average, yes, you can use that, but count distincts, you do not have it already in Tableau, and you need to create it using a calculated field. Did I answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Do you have any more questions? Please make it very interactive, because otherwise you would not learn a lot out of it. Let's all learn from each other. Let's all learn from each other doubts and problems, and let's at the end of the session, let's be very happy and ace this tool. Any more questions? Any thoughts? Okay, then let's go on. This was very simple average, and now let's see how the count and count distinct work. So, ma'am, as I just mentioned, and I'll give you an example of this functionality in my career. I used to work, as I just mentioned, I used to work in a procurement department, and we used to deal with suppliers all the time, right? And often the category managers would come to me and he asked me, how many suppliers are present in this subcategory? A procurement department is always working to reduce the number of suppliers and to increase the order with limited number of suppliers so that they can get the maximum discounts out of them and overall reduce the total procurement cost, right? How do you do that in Tableau? How can you tell? You cannot obviously, when the data is huge enough, big enough that it is not even contained in Excel files and formats. You move it to MS Access or any other functionalities. When data is that huge, how do you calculate a distinct number of customers? How do you give him a count of how many customers are in a particular uh, subcategory, how many suppliers are in a particular subcategory? So we will create a field and we'll learn how to create this column, and you'll use the function count and count distinct. What this would do for you. Now let's again talk about product categories and product subcategories. I need to know that how many customers are there in the product subcategory, let's say office furnishings. Uh, when I say number of customers, and when you purchase things online, you would put in your name, and your name would appear as a customer. But if you purchased another time on that same website, you would be another customer, so that your name would come up twice. So the total number of customers for office furnishing would be the number of purchases that happen for this subcategory. But my actual number of customers could be limited because one customer might have purchased it multiple times. So that is the difference between a count and a count distinct. A count will give you the total number of transactions. The count distinct would give you the unique number of customers or suppliers which have registered here on this website or the portal which you're dealing with. So let's learn how to create count and count distinct. And ma'am, this might also maybe in an automated field be already present in some of the features, but there are various other calculations which are going to be discussed today. If then else, case when then, which Tableau do not support automatically, and we will have to definitely create a calculate field. And to create those functions, we will have to understand how to create an average and a count function. So let's learn how to build this one: product category, product subcategory, count of customers, and distinct count of customers. I'll go to a separate sheet. I'll delete everything which we did earlier. Go to create calculated field on the small arrow button on the right hand side of dimensions. Say total count of customers. I'll name this field as total count of customers, right? Very simple formula, COUNT count. Just click on that, and then it will ask you the expression, count expression. Now, what is the expression I want to count? I want to count customer name. The customer's name could be a lot. Now, I cannot go in and see the number of names or the number of unique names. I will ask Tableau to do this calculation for me. So I'll say count, and in the brackets, I'll say customer name. The customer name option would come up automatically, and we just need to choose that one, and Tableau says the calculation is valid. So now this field, when we create this calculate field, would appear now in the measures tab on the measures side, because this is a numeric value, and numeric values always come in the measures side, and the string values always come in the dimensions tab. So I'll say okay, and this would give me a count of customers, a calculate field which is created in this format. Why don't we take customer ID? Ma'am, that absolutely depends upon, thank you for the question, first of all. That absolutely depends upon what analysis which you're doing. Customer IDs are unique, definitely they're unique. And it is very important to create a customer IDs in the big raw data which you're dealing with, in the big suppliers ID. And that is a wonderful idea to create a customer ID. But in case you do not have a customer ID, how do you create that count distinct function? I'm just telling you how to learn to take that customer ID, how to create if it is already not existing in the data. How do you put that calculations for yourself? So if you just, yeah, you have created the count of customers, I'll also create the count of distinct customers. I'll go to the calculate field. I'll now say count of distinct customers. Customer ID would only give you the distinct customers. And how would you differentiate with the total count? For that, we can probably use this count function. For count distinct, we have a function called count D. Same function, but there will be an extra D in front of it. So you choose count D and you say customer name in the expression side. So count D, customer name, this would give you unique distinct count. So all we need to do is choose product category, say my count of customers and my distinct count of customers. So you'll see that in the furniture, there are 2000 customers or 1933 customers. And I can say that a furniture category was purchased 1933 times. But how many unique customers were there in the furniture category? There were 1294. So there might be other few 500, 600 people who have purchased this more than once, and that is why their number appears more than once in the database. So that is the use of count and count distinct functions in Tableau. Customer ID, if it already exists in the raw data file, it's a very good way of doing this. And as I mentioned, that one way to avoid this calculated field, the simple ones is to create a column already in the raw data. This would help you to have that field in the raw data and also not create a calculated fields in Tableau. So we can definitely do it both ways. Either create a column, extra column in Excel, create that calculation in Excel, or create the calculation in Tableau. The calculation in Tableau would only remain in Tableau and would not go back in the raw data in the packet. So that's one limitation. So I hope everyone is clear with count and count distinct and average. Great, thank you. Let's move on. Let's now understand a really important thing, something which is usually not in Tableau, and you could probably never do it without creating a calculated fields. Now you would see that often in raw data you would have certain fields, but what if I want to create a field wherein I have to assign a particular thing to a particular manager. Let's say I create a field wherein I have in the three data product categories: furniture, office supplies, and technology. What if I want to assign this particular category or a subcategory to a particular manager? This particular field does not exist in the raw data. Either you create it in the raw data, but if you need to learn it how to create in Tableau, how do you do that? For this, we will create a field called managers field, and we'll use the if, then, and else if formula. Now I demand everybody's attention. This is going to be a little tricky and it's going to be a little different than what we do in Excel. So let's learn how to create this formula, and let's learn how to create this calculated field. This time I'll use the field called customer segment. Now customer segments are consumer, corporate, home office, and small business. Now let's say consumer is being managed by manager A, corporate is all managed by manager B, home office is managed by manager C, and small business is managed by manager D. And there could be many more permutations and combinations. One manager could account for two particular subcategories or three of them. And I want to do an analysis of which manager is bringing in the maximum sales for the company, which particular team member is doing the most work for the organization, which particular manager is giving the maximum discounts to earn more sales on the product categories. Let's learn how to create a field called manager's name, and we'll use an if then else function to create that field. uh, let's go to create calculated field, and I'll call this field as manager's name, right? Uh, if you are already used the if function in Excel, this is going to be easy for you, but a little different. But if you're not comfortable with the if function, and just press. Now, if you say customer segment, now choose the customer segment field, because customer segment field is the field which we are dealing with. If customer segment equal, and in the brackets we'll say consumer, please make sure that in the brackets we're putting up which are a part of the particular category we're using. We are referring to the product customer segment. Within customer segment, there are four values: consumer, corporate, home office, and small business. And I want to create a field wherein I want to say that if I talk of the consumer segment, this should mean a manager A. If I talk of corporate segment, this should mean manager B. If I talk of home office segment, this should mean manager C. And likewise, small business should go to manager D. And then I should be in a position to do my analysis at a manager level, at a unit level. So how do I do that? If customer segment is equal to brackets consumer, we can never use a syntax in Tableau without a brackets. If you don't do without a bracket, Tableau would not accept that calculation and would not create that field. That would never work for you. So if customer segment is consumer, in the brackets, I'll choose another function called then. If customer segment is consumer, then in the brackets, I write A. This means if customer segment is consumer, then manager A. In the next line, I'll not use if again, as we do it in Excel. I'll introduce a new function called else if. So if customer name is consumer, then A. Else if customer name is equal to the second field, which is corporate, then B, brackets B. If you make a spelling mistake here, Tableau would not accept that, and the calculation would not give you results. The spellings have to be correct. It is going to be case sensitive also. So in home office, you see H capital and O capital, but if you type in a different way, you type in H small and O small, Tableau will not take that. It is case sensitive, and the spellings have to be absolutely correct. Otherwise, the calculate field would not work. So if customer segment is consumer, then A. Else if customer segment is corporate, then B. Else if, we'll do it again, customer segment equal home office, then C. I made a mistake in the previous line. I chose customer name instead of customer segment. I'll just correct it. Then C. Now in the last, I will not use else if again. I'll only use else. So if, then this, else if, then this, else if, then this. In the last, else D. And why did I do that? Because Tableau, we have already assigned the consumer part to manager A. In the first line, if customer segment is equal to consumer, then A. The value in the customer segments have already been assigned to the manager A. The values in the corporate segment here have already been assigned to B. The values in the home office segment have already been assigned to C. Now what is remaining is only the small office, and we do not need to tell Tableau about small offices. It would automatically pick that. We can just say else D, and in the end we need to put a function called end. that this is the end of my calculation. Now, if customer name is consumer, then A. If this, then B. If customer segment is home office, then C, else D. Now, this will create a calculated field for me. Now, I use a combination of if, then, else if, and else and end function. So in this small formula, we use basically 5 functions: if, then, else, and end. So that's where calculated fields make a lot of sense in Tableau. That's where it becomes handy. You could definitely create this field in the raw data file, but often while working, you will realize that you'll keep on needing more and more and more fields, and then you cannot always go back to the raw data and create fields and come back and refresh the data sources, because then the calculations go for a toss. The best way is to employ calculated fields and do this calculations for you. You say okay. So now, if I say the manager's name, the field we just created, and double click on that, you would see A, B, C, and D appear on the exactly right hand side of consumer, corporate, home office, and small business. This definitely validates my calculation. This tells me that we are right in assigning the right variables to the right customer segment. I can now just take this customer segment off, and now I can do the analysis at the manager level. I can say, hey, my manager A, I can see, is getting me, my manager B is getting me the most sales. What about profits? My manager B is getting me the most profit. So, hey, B is doing some very useful job for us. Maximum sales and maximum profits. So, well done, manager B. What about manager A? Least sales and least profit. So do we need to do something about it? Do we need to understand what is going wrong with manager A? Do we need to pay more attention to his markets, his channels, his distribution, his marketing strategies, and performing your analysis that way? Is it clear? Is it are you all happy with this formula? Do you want me to repeat this? Thank you, Brajesh sir. Thank you, Dr. Rathimala, for the feedback. So, does anybody here want me to repeat this? I understand that this could be a little more complex and a little different than what we usually do in Microsoft Excel. So, if you want me to repeat this, I'm happy to do that for you. No? Okay, we'll just move ahead. So that was another example of a calculated field using if, then, else if, and end function. Uh, a lot of functions are there in the Microsoft, sorry, in Tableau. I leave it on to you to learn at the convenience of your time. These are the basic functions. And now, what I want to introduce you are parameters. Now, often, what are parameters? I hope everybody knows what filters are in Tableau. Before introducing parameters, I want to introduce filters. Now, filters, if you just drag and drop any particular measure in filter, you would see the filter comes up, and you can just give me a second. If you use manager's name in a filter, you would see that you can use it filter and tweak the analysis basis whether you want this analysis for manager A, B, or product category A, B, C. So filter, basically you can drag and drop any dimension into filter. But drop can you drag and drop a measure in the filters? No, you cannot. You cannot put sales in filter. You can put customer name, you can put customer segment, you can put product categories, and any of these string values which you create in Tableau using calculated fields, but you can never put the measures in the filter tab. To, to use that functionality, let's introduce the parameters and let's see what parameters can do for you. I'll give you a small example. I just mentioned about my experience in the procurement department, where the managers would come and ask me who my top suppliers are, or if let's talk of an e-commerce company, they might be in a situation wherein they need to decide, hey, who my top customers are, who are my top 5 customers, who are my top 10 customers. How do I do that? How can I create a functionality in Tableau wherein I just use the top functionality and say, hey, give me my top 5 customers by sales. Hey, give me my top 10 customers by sales. And then let me focus on those and let me achieve better results using those functionalities. Let's all learn and see what this parameter can do for us. So if you see this particular chart, there is a toggle here on the left hand side. If I click here, this gives me only top customer. Now, Gordon Brand is the customer who spend the maximum amount of money on our company. If you click here, this gives us the top 6 now in the descending order of the money they spent on the sales which we have achieved. Likewise, top 11, top 16, top 21. So let's learn how to create this button using various calculations and for our better results. Let's learn how to create it. I'll go to a new sheet and I'll say create parameter. I'll name this parameter as top N. Why do I do that? Is because I'm doing top N analysis. Now this N could be sales or profits or discounts. We're going to focus on sales today. When you create a parameter, this window would come up and this would ask you the data type. And if you see that there is a type called date, there's a type called time, this is called string, this is called integer. This time we'll use an integer because in the toggle button, you had values like 0, 1, 5, 11. So we'll create an integer. And we'll choose a list. Sorry, we'll choose a range. We'll say the minimum value which should be present in the toggle button should be 1, which would give me my top customer. I want the analysis to go to the 100 customers only. I don't want to see beyond that. So I'll say the maximum should be 100. And what is the step size? Step size, let's choose 5. Now, what does the step size means? That once I click the button, how many more customers would come up? So after 1, if I click, so the next 5 would come up. After 1, after those 6, if I click it once again, the next 5 would come up. Now, if I choose the step size to be 2, then if you click, there will be first customer, then top 3, then top 5, then top 7. And if I choose the step size to be 5, then there will be 1 customer, then 6, then 11, then 16. So that's the logic of step size. And I say, okay, a parameter named top and already exists. So we'll name this something else, top and dot, 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 and say, okay. So after the dimensions and measures, you would see there's another third window which gets created and it's called parameters and all the parameters which you create would come up in this side of the tableau. And this is the field top N slash a dot, 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 which we just created. We'll right click on this and we'll say show parameter control. And this button comes up on the right hand side, and if I use this button, I can see the values increase from 1 to 6 to 11. Let me just bring in my customer name, and let's see who my top customers are by sales. I choose customer name and I chose sales. I sort it by descending order. This is the one, and let me just now press button. This will not work right now. And the reason is we have not yet linked the customer names and the associated values with the parameter we have created. Only after linking these two will this button work for you. How do we link that? How do we create that functionality wherein we click on this button and the field gets altered? So I'll click on this small arrow on this customer name field which we're working on. We'll go to filters. The filter would give us a field called we choose top N by sales and sum. So top and by sum of sales, what we already have been doing. I'm sorry if internet connection is a little sad today, but please bear with me. Top n by sales, and you click OK. As soon as you do it, we have linked these two. We have linked the parameter called top n dot 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 with the customer name. And now, if you click here, you would see that this button is now working fine. If you reduce it, it will give you the top first. If you increase it, it will give you the top 6, top 11, top 15, top 21, until 100. It won't go beyond 100 because in the maximum we chose 100 as the value. So this was about top n parameters. Uh, Anybody of you would like me to repeat this, or are we clear with this one? Please feel free to share your thoughts in the chat box. I understand this could be a little tricky, and some of you might not have followed it completely. So if you want me to repeat, I can repeat it. If you're all clear, I'm happy to move forward. Okay, I see some of you have mentioned that it's clear. So, okay, let me just quickly do it for you because this could get tricky. I'll do it very quickly. I'll choose the small button. I'll say create parameter. I'll choose top n. I'll go to integer. I'll go to range. I will choose the minimum to be 1, maximum to be 100. And let me change the step size to 5. And then I click OK, and this top n parameter is created. I will click on the parameter, right click and say show parameter control. The button which we created would come up on the right hand side of the screen, and when you click on the arrows it would show you the first 6, 11, the likewise, the based on the step size which you have entered in the top end parameter. How do you do that now? If you say customer name, if you choose sales, this button will not work until and unless you link both of these fields. How do you link it? You just click on this small arrow on the right hand side of the customer name field. You go to filters, you go to top, go to by field, and you say top n, and then you say by sum of sales. And the moment you do this, this would start functioning, and you can now use the button for your convenience for your analysis. And if that goes in a dashboard, which you will learn the upcoming sessions with a different resource person, you will see how important the functionality of this parameter becomes. And I see a query in Tableau after connection with Oracle or SQL database. Can we write and run database query here? So you cannot run database query. You can only create calculated fields in Tableau. Any database query which you have to do should go in the database in the backend. In Tableau would only give you an option to create calculated fields and parameters. To answer your question, sir, Rajesh, sir. Great. Anybody else have a question here? I can stop for 2 minutes to take up questions before taking up the next parameter. Please make sure you clear your concepts, because this is a wonderful opportunity. Your college is doing this, and I congratulate the faculty to do this. Data analytics and Tableau, they are very important skills, and this is not just for the data analysis jobs which people would usually go for. Any job which you go into nowadays, which people with your students would go nowadays, would require these skills. Would definitely everybody would need to understand the basic analysis, need to visualize the basic data sets. So these are something which are no longer a nice to have things for any candidate when he or she sits in an interview. They are actually must haves now. So if you are all clear, you will be in a position to make it more clear to the students. So please feel free to take up any doubts or any problems which you encounter. Okay, then we'll move on. Uh, we just did about top n parameter. Now we'll understand and work on a very different parameter, and it is the most interesting thing, probably which I think I'm going to share with all of you today. Uh, Now you would see that there's a chart called product subcategories, uh, and whenever you create a chart, you often choose a measure which could either be a sales or a profit or a discount. What if I want to create one chart and give the user an option to choose between whatever measure he wants to show? Now look at how this functions. There's a chart wherein the product categories, subcategories are displayed in the bottom, and if I give a parameter to choose between profits, discounts, and sales, so a user will have an option to see what analysis he wants to see. A user will have an option to look at sales, profits, and discounts, or any of these at one time, and understand which particular measure he wants to look at. If he chooses sales, you would see the sales coming up. If he chooses discounts, you'll see the discounts coming up. And if you see profits, you see the profits coming up. And you could automatically tweak the databases of your requirement. Now let us understand how do we build that, how to create this parameter, how to link these parameter, and how to create an exact replica of what I showed. Let's learn how to do that. First of all, we'll create a parameter. We'll go to this small arrow on the dimensions side, and we'll create parameter. What do you want me to name this parameter? This could be profit, sales, and discount. Let me name it as PSD parameter, profit, sales, and discount. Right. This time, because we are inputting values as profit, sales, and discounts, we will not choose the data to be integer, but a string value, because it's a string. Profit is a word, sales is a word, and discount is a word. So use string. And now we'll go to list. What we'll do, Tableau asks us that when you input profit, then what should be displayed in the drop-down menu which Tableau is going to create. Uh, as in, if you want to give the value of profit, you might ask Tableau to display just as P. Or I'll just, for simplification, I'll say value profit, display as profit. When I say value is discount, display as discount. Make sure it is case sensitive and the spellings are correct. And when it is sales, then it is sales. PSD parameter with string values and sales. So choose, say OK, and you would see create parameter, and you see show parameter control. You would see that this drop down has been created and now appears on the right hand side of the screen. But now this would not function if you choose any of these. This will not function. So a parameter has to be linked with a new field. How do we link that field? Now we'll create a calculated field. Create calculated field. Now everybody, I would like to demand your attention here. When I say profit, then give me the profit value. When I say discount, when I choose discount in the PSD bar, I should be given the discount field. When I choose the profit part, then I should be given the profit field. So how do we do that? How do we create that calculation? I'll show you how do we do that. Just give me a second. Search. Yeah. We will use a calculation called case, when, then, else, and end. Now, this is a very important thing to learn here, that whenever you're creating a calculated field, to link this calculated field with a parameter, we'll use the case function, CASE. And within case, we'll say which parameter we want to use. So right now, the name of our parameter is PSD. We'll create a calculated field. We'll call ABCD. I'm just randomly naming it. I'll just show you how do we create this calculation. We'll say case. I choose this case parameter, and when I choose this, I say case PSD. Now PSD is my parameter which I have just created, and I choose create parameter PSD. I'll just let me just delete the previous parameter. It's creating some problem. PSD show parameter control, and we'll remove the previous one. PSD dot create parameter. We have done PSD dot, and now we'll create a calculated field called ABCD, and now we'll use the case function. Case PSD dot. Now, what I asked Tableau, that case function usually gives Tableau an option of what parameter are you. Sorry, anybody has a question? Sir, do you have a question?
No, sir. You just please continue, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, Tableau would ask you that once you input the case function, which parameter are you referring to? So I say PSD dot, that profit, sales, and discount. So I input when function, that when I choose profit in double quotes, because that's the value which I'm referring to here in the drop down which I created. Then give me the actual profit field, then profit. When I choose discount, then give me discount field. Else, give me sales field, and I will end it the way we did it in the previous function. So case when then, when profit, then the profit field. When the input value is discount, then the discount field. When the input value is sales, we'll say else sales, because we have already given the two values and assigned it to differently. We'll choose OK. You will see a ABCD being appearing in the measures. Now what we need to do is we'll say product subcategory. We'll choose this ABCD calculation. And now you would see this working. Let's create a chart. And now let's choose profit. You see the profits value come up. Now choose discount, and now you choose sales. So all of these three values could be used in only one chart without you creating multiple visualizations for an audience, and this would help you to limit the number of charts and graphs on a dashboard, and to give the user an option to play around with the analysis to make sure that what analysis is he particularly interested in. So that's the calculations and parameters which I wanted to share with all of you today. So do you want me to repeat this one, or this isn't clear? Are you all practicing?
Yeah, please repeat. Please repeat.
You want me to repeat it? Okay. Okay, I'll repeat it completely. So first of all, what we need to do is to create a parameter. To create a parameter, we will go to create parameters. We will name a parameter. We'll choose the value as string, and then we'll go to the list option. We will input the values what we want to appear in the drop down. That profit, display as profit, discount, display as discount, sales, display as sales. Now whatever you input here in display as would go in the drop down menu which appears on the right hand side of the screen, and then you click OK. Now this parameter and then you go to show parameter control. This parameter would come up here on the right hand side of the screen. Now what we need to do is we need to create a calculated field wherein we link this created parameter to the field so that we can use it for our analysis. How do we create that field? I will show you the calculation we did again. So this time, as last time we did if, then, else if, then, else and end. This time we're using the case parameter, case function. Now what case does for you? Case is used in a situation wherein you have a parameter to assign. So you say, hey W, I'm using the PSD dot parameter, which is case PSD. And when I input profit, when I choose profit in this parameter, PROFIT profit, had it been A, B, and C, I would have written when A, then profit, when B, then discount, when C, otherwise yes. So now that we have the values for our convenience as complete names, so I say when I choose profits, then give me the profit field. This is the measure which you're talking about. When I type in discount, when I choose discount from here, give me the discount field. Now, because we know there are only 3 values and 2 of them already been allocated, otherwise give me sales and then we will end this. Now this calculation is created, case and then the parameter which you're referring to, when and then, when, then, else and then end. So this calculation would appear in the measures. Then it's very simple. You just pick up the product subcategory, put it into your columns, pick up this newly created calculated field and pick up into rows, and then you would see your parameter working. Discount, profit, and sales, the way you want to see your analysis. You can choose any of these fields and see it for yourself. Is it clear, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Anybody else you want me to repeat it once again? Great. So we are almost time for this session. Please feel free to share any questions or any thoughts which you have for me now, so that we can begin the next session. Of course, we'll take a small break. Any questions?
Any queries from the
thoughts?
participants? Anyone who have any queries?
No.
Okay.
So it's fine then. Thank you, Prashant sir, for such a great presentation with a lot of specific and helpful information on calculations in Tablet. Participants, please fill the feedback form that has been posted. Let us take a short break, and I request you to join for the next session by 11:45 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's all meet at 11:45 now. Thank you.